Joining us now is Democratic Senator Chris Coons of the Foreign Relations and Appropriations Committees. He's recently back from Israel and Saudi Arabia as part of a bipartisan Senate delegation. First, Senator, let me ask you about the warning from Chris Wray. What are you seeing and hearing from your briefings?
Andrea, this is why President Biden took the decisive step of strengthening the resources available to campus police to make sure that a threatening and rising tide of anti-Semitism on college campuses is responded to appropriately, and that we're also protecting Americans against Islamophobia. I think we here in the Senate should take up and pass legislation that's ready for action that would provide more resources for houses of worship, for community centers, so that we can thwart any potential rise in violent extremism here in the United States in response to the very powerful emotions being stirred up by the war in the Middle East.
And we're seeing today the first movement at the Rafah crossing, the first ambulances going in, bringing injured Gazans out. We're told that a handful of Americans may have gotten out. There are hundreds of Americans and their families waiting. They've been trapped for 2 weeks in limbo since they were first told, and Secretary Blinken was promised that this would open. What is the U.S. doing, and whom is the U.S. relying on to help get them out?
Well, Andrea, this is the subject of constant and intense negotiations between Egypt, the United States, Israel, and frankly, through Qatar, Hamas, and getting all of these parties aligned on a variety of challenging issues, whether it's the release of the hostages being held by Hamas, whether it's the 1,000 Americans who are dual nationals or American citizens who are seeking to escape from Gaza, or whether it's the provision of humanitarian relief into Gaza. All of that is the regular subject of negotiations. We have a new special envoy dealing with some of this directly, David Satterfield, former ambassador, very seasoned and experienced, and I know that our embassies and our missions throughout the region are actively engaged. On the bipartisan delegation with which I traveled to Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Israel the weekend before last, we had a chance to be briefed by and to meet with our ambassadors or our chiefs of mission or station in the region. We have very capable folks doggedly engaging around this issue, the release of hostages and getting Americans out of Gaza.
But now you've got the strikes in the last couple of days, starting Friday night, really, but accelerating, in the strike on the Jabalia refugee camp yesterday. We don't know how many, casualties. Those numbers aren't really confirmable, but it's a devastating picture, and you're seeing reactions. Jordan asking the Israeli ambassador there to leave. Saudi Arabia and their Saudi officials meeting at the State Department today with the secretary. Couldn't this affect any hopes for normalization or for any leadership, Arab leadership in Gaza in the future?
Yes, it could. Andrea, part of why our bipartisan delegation went to the Middle East in the first place was to explore whether the possibility of recognition, reconciliation between the Saudis and the Israelis was still alive after the horrific attacks by Hamas that took 1,400 innocent civilian lives in Israel on October 7th, and Israel launched a response, a campaign, to try and root out Hamas from Gaza. As of this week, ongoing conversations between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and our government suggest that is still a possibility. But the conduct of the war in Gaza by Israel, the conduct by Hamas, whether they release the hostages, how they respond, that is going to have an impact on how the communities and the street throughout the Middle East responds. And that, in turn, will affect whether or not the leaders in countries like Saudi Arabia can pursue a path towards peace. My hope, Andrea, is that the ground phase of Israel's war against Hamas is relatively brief and targeted, and that then they will turn towards a longer-term regional effort to end Hamas. If they had real partners from the moderate Arab states in squeezing out Hamas financing, their access to resupply and to training and to equipment from Iran, who is really the principal regional source of funding and direction to a variety of different proxies, the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and Hamas in Gaza. If there were a regional effort, I think there is still a path forward towards peace that would also include a path forward for the Palestinian people. In the absence of that, I am concerned that this could become a grinding conflict without end.